Hi there. Happy Saturday. I hope that you are doing well and I hope that your day is going well so far. So, I'm super excited to dive right into this. We're going to be talking about yoga and meditation for PCOS. My name is Kendra Tolbert, and I am a registered dietitian and yoga teacher, and I specialize in PCOS and fertility. I have been practicing yoga for over 17 years now. And I have been a registered dietitian for almost 10 now. So, yoga and nutrition are the way that I guide my patients in preparing their bodies for pregnancy, if that's where they are in their life. And more importantly, I think really helping them to practice a form of self care that is both gentle and effective in order to balance their hormones and just feel as good as they possibly can. So, today, you and I are going to be exploring a bit of the research and what traditional wisdom has to say about how yoga and meditation can benefit those with PCOS. I'm a huge proponent of people actually having experiences with things and not simply hoarding information about things. So, while I love to look at the information and I love to share what the research says and what people have experienced, I want to make sure that you actually have an opportunity to experience the benefits of yoga and meditation for PCOS for yourself. So, before we take a look at the science, and the information, you and I are actually going to have a yoga practice. So it's a seated practice. Anyone can do it. Hop right in. Just get comfortable in your chair. Make sure that you've moved yourself away from any sort of tables or desks, and we'll go ahead and get started. Voiceover, Kendra is going to take over now.
Get comfortable in your chair. Place the soles of your feet flat onto the floor and the palms of your hands onto your thighs. If it feels good and comfortable to you, I invite you to close your eyes and bring your attention to your heart. Slowly begin to flutter your eyes open. Sit up nice and tall in your chair. Extend your left leg, excuse the bottom of my foot, and begin to make circles with your ankle. Change direction and make your circles in the opposite direction. Bring your left foot back down. Switch sides and extend your right foot forward and begin to make circles with your right ankle. Change direction. Bring your right foot back down. Release your hands down by your side. Inhale, circle your arms up overhead, palms touch. As you exhale, hinge forward at the hips, circle your arms down, and rest your torso onto your thighs. Slowly begin to come back up, walking your hands up your legs till your torso is up. Your head is last to come up. Your hands are resting on your knees. As you inhale, arch your spine, chin up towards the sky. Exhale, round your spine, chin in towards your chest. Again, inhale to arch. Exhale to round. Inhale, arch. Exhale, round. Continue inhaling and arching, exhaling and rounding at your own pace, allowing your breath to be your guide. Come back to a neutral position. This time, as you inhale, begin to circle your torso over to the left, then to the front, and as you exhale, over to the right and back. Continue making these torso circles. Move freely, have fun with it. There's no right or wrong way to approach this. Change the direction of your circles. Come back to center. Release your hands down. Inhale and circle your arms up overhead. Palms touch. Exhale, hands come to the center of your chest. Inhale to extend your spine. As you exhale, twist over to your left. Inhale, extend. Exhale, twist a bit more. Inhale, extend. Exhale, twist a bit more. Breathe here. Come back to center. Inhale, extend your spine, and as you exhale, twist to the right. Inhale, extend. Exhale to your right. Last time, inhale, extend. Exhale, twist to your right. Breathe here. Come out of your twist, back to center. Release your hands down to your thighs. Exhale and tilt your head over to your left. Turn your head so that you're looking towards your left shoulder, but your head is still tilted to the left. Turn your head so you're once again looking forward, and then bring your head up and through center, and then over to the right. Turn your head so you're looking towards your right shoulder or down. Turn your head forward and back up through center. Release your hands down by your sides. Inhale, circle your arms up overhead. Grab your right wrist with your left hand, and as you exhale, bend over to your left. Come back up through center and switch your grip so your left wrist is in your right hand. Inhale, extend up, and as you exhale, bend over to your right. Come back up through center. Release your hands down by your side. Inhale, circle your arms up overhead, palms touch. Exhale, bend your elbows and bring your hands to the center of your chest. Once again, I invite you to close your eyes and bring your attention to your heart.
I hope that you enjoyed that. How are you feeling after our practice? Well, hopefully you are feeling more grounded, more at peace, and maybe even a little bit more receptive to the information that I'm going to share with you now. The first thing I want to know from you is, what do you think yoga is? What's the first thing that comes to mind when you think of yoga? There's a really good chance that you imagined people twisting themselves into all sorts of interesting positions and poses. Maybe you thought of arm balances and people literally with their legs behind their head. That can be a part of some people's yoga practice, but that doesn't have to be. And it's definitely an incomplete picture of what yoga truly is. Yoga is a meditative movement practice and a philosophy. It's a way of living for a lot of people. It is not a religion, though. So, those of all different faiths and those who would not say that they believe in any particular way can all benefit from and practice yoga. So, if we look at the Yoga Sutras of Patanjali or Patanjali's Yoga Sutra, what we'll see is that yoga, the Ashtanga yoga, this 8-limbed path, actually includes 8 different branches. And asana, the poses that we often think about when we think about yoga, is only part of the picture. It is the main part of the picture that you and I will be talking about, but it's not the whole picture. We'll also be taking a look at, or at least when we take a look at the research, what we're looking at is the asana, so the poses, dhyana, which is meditation, and pranayama, which are the breathing exercises. Now, what is meditation? What comes to mind for you? Maybe you thought of emptying your mind, or your mind being perfectly still, or sitting in an uncomfortable position until someone tells you you can finally get up. Again, that can be maybe a part of some people's practice with meditation, but there are many ways to practice meditation, which is the lovely thing about meditation. So, meditation is a contemplative practice that is a part of quite a few different ways of living, philosophies, or even religions or spiritual practices. But what it is not is emptying your brain. Your mind does not have to be completely silent, thank goodness, in order to practice meditation. Meditation can look a lot of different ways. It can look like visualization, which is one of my favorite ways to practice because it gives the mind something to do rather than wander about town. It can be guided, it can be unguided, it can be simply observing your thoughts, allowing the thoughts to move freely in and out of your mind, but without judgment, without clinging to them, and without identifying with them. It can be observing your breath as an anchor. So your mind has somewhere to focus. You have somewhere to always draw your attention back to if you're simply observing your breath. It can be slow meditative movement. For some people, that might be like a meditative walk. They might go for a walk in nature, and that can be their meditation. For some people, it can be washing dishes. It's just noticing the things that we tend to do without being aware and slowing down and doing those can be a form of meditation. And one of my favorite forms, some people would not call it a meditation, would be yoga nidra. You might be wondering, okay, that's wonderful. We're happy to know what yoga is and what meditation is, but how is it that it can benefit those with PCOS? When we take a look at what traditional wisdom would tell us about what true health and well being it is or are, we know that it's about balance, and it's about this balance of energy, and it's about this free flowing energy. um, Yoga is a practice that is also about moving energy throughout the body. Now, that can be very esoteric and hard to pin down, um, but this is what traditional wisdom would say. So, true well being is a result of balanced energy and energy that is unhindered, able to flow freely. Yoga and meditation can help to create that balance or to support the body in creating that balance within itself. What does the research say about it? So, for those of you who really enjoy research, we do have some, not a lot, which probably isn't all that surprising because we don't have a lot of research around PCOS in general. We definitely don't have a lot of research around yoga, and we definitely would have an even harder time finding research for both, but we do have some. Now, I didn't include research, and we won't be talking about the research that included yoga as a part of other mind body practices. Like Alice Domar has some research around mind body practices and its impact on fertility, but it included other practices, so we won't be talking about that. There's also some research that included yoga and naturopathic practices. There was some that used like Ayurveda and yoga. So we won't be talking about that because they included other things that could be what was really behind, or at least partially account for the benefits that we're seeing. So what we're looking at here are simply yoga practices. And so they included the asana, like I said earlier, the poses, the dhyana, the meditation, and the pranayama, the breathing exercises. So I'm just going to read what the titles are in case you'd like to, head over to PubMed and take a look at them for yourself. So we have the effective yoga program on quality of life in adolescent polycystic ovarian syndrome, a randomized control trial. We have effective holistic yoga program on anxiety symptoms in adolescent girls with polycystic ovarian syndrome, a randomized control trial. Effective a yoga program on glucose metabolism and blood lipid levels in adolescent girls with polycystic ovary syndrome, and effects of a holistic yoga program on endocrine parameters in adolescents with polycystic ovarian syndrome, a randomized control trial. So I'm going to stop there because those 4 different articles were actually all from the same randomized control trial. It was a group of 72 adolescent girls between the ages of 15 and 18. They practiced yoga every day for 3 months for 1 hour. We'll take a look at what the results said, what benefits the research found. I just want to tell you a little bit about what their experience was and who was included in that trial. So the next one, regular mindful yoga practice as a method to improve androgen levels in women with polycystic ovary syndrome, a randomized controlled trial, was conducted with, I believe it was 22 women between the ages of 23 and 42. Now, this is probably a more realistic picture of what can be done outside of the lab or outside of a research study. These women were practiced yoga for, I believe it was 3 days a week for 3 months for 1 hour a day. And so we'll also take a look at what those research findings were. So, altogether, when we take a look at all of the research, we see that yoga can help with a number of the symptoms that can really affect someone's quality of life with polycystic ovary syndrome. So, the research participants experienced improved menstrual regularity, shorter cycles. They had decreased anxiety and depression symptoms. They had improved quality of life, improved glucose, lipid, and insulin levels, and actual improvement in insulin resistance, and lower free testosterone and DHEA. And so there was actually self reported lower incidence of hirsutism. So these are all things that, of course, people are really looking for when they're turning to their healthcare providers for management. And it's what people are looking for when they're Googling for answers. And yoga seems to be able to provide those benefits. I know that in my practice, I have seen it, that it really can be something that's incredibly effective at helping people to feel better, to actually see an improvement in their symptoms. But I think more importantly, feel better about their bodies and about themselves. I think that's the piece that often gets forgotten when we're taking a look at how to support people with PCOS. And so that's why I share yoga with my clients, because I want people to remember how good and wise their bodies are. So as we come to an end now, as we wrap up, I want to share something that someone shared with me after practicing one of the yoga videos that I had posted on YouTube. So she shared, after going through ups and downs from suffering with PCOS and weight the past couple of years, this video made me motivated. I've learned to hate my physical appearance and body, and this workout made me silence those negative thoughts for even just a moment. I think that's incredibly powerful. I think that really does paint the picture of why it is that more people should be aware that yoga can be beneficial so that they can explore it for themselves, have experiences for themselves, and decide if this is something that they want to incorporate into their self care routine. So, if you have questions or you want to learn more about yoga for PCOS, you can always head to my website, livefertile.com. You can message me there, and you can also get links to some of the other channels or social media platforms where I tend to share the actual videos and the information about how yoga and meditation can be beneficial for those with PCOS. Thank you so much. Again, great honor to present to you today. I hope that you enjoy the rest of your day, and I believe I'll be doing a Q&A in a moment. See you soon. Bye.